This lovely Cornish house is where my father spent his last few years. He and my mother moved here in 1985 when he was 73 and she was a little younger. She liked the garden, the chance to grow magnolias and camellias. But he was born in Cornwall and had spent many wonderful holidays beside the Cornish sea, a happy child on a beach, as Ralph is happy at the beginning of Lord of the Flies. The house is surrounded by beech trees, and they reminded my father of Savernake Forest, near his childhood home in Marlborough, Wiltshire. He spent a lot of time working on the garden, the trees and the old walls, but for him the most noticeable thing about this house was the light, and I believe that is why he moved here. All his life, my father had been frightened of the dark. He was brave in many other ways, at sea, for example. But the dark, the approach of night, filled him with dread. Even in this house, the fear did not leave him. He says in his journal how he would fling open a door to give warning to any being that inhabited that room, to give it time to hide. But in this house, there was more light to help him. The huge Georgian windows on all sides allow the light to fall straight into the centre of the house. It is in its way a brilliant piece of engineering, a reflection of that rational world belonging to his father. But my father had grown up in Marlborough, in an old tiled and gabled house next door to a graveyard. Here it was, I think, that these fears developed, while he was young enough for this awareness of darkness to shape his consciousness. Following his father's death in 1958, the house continued to haunt his dreams and especially nightmares for the remaining decades of his life, over 30 years. In his third novel, Pincher Martin, the wicked, unredeemable hero is given a childhood recollection in an unusually sympathetic passage. My father hated to keep things simple. He is forced in a dream to go down to the cellars in the old house. He glimpses at the top the terrible coffin-like grandfather clock, and then has to face the horrific figures who await him below. In Lord of the Flies, the hero Ralph is assured by the mysterious Simon, "You'll get back. You'll get home," in effect. My brother David suggests that my father felt the move to this light and beautiful house was his return home, and to the time without fear, the time without death.